never said this. Bean. Well. Whew. Let's go. Let's go. So, welcome to the Garrys Mod stream. Yes, I haven't been live streaming over 3 days. I did try, but it fails. So, you guys will enjoy. I do not why I still have this one and this one. Am I just gonna disable it? I'm just gonna disable the screen, shall we? Phew. That's better. Pip, 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 pip. If there's something wrong now, just say it. I'm not gonna be angry. Like boop blarp. Robot noises. It did not drop any frames, which is great. So welcome back to the stream, where my internet is a piece of garbage. It's actually not. So enjoy the video of me playing Garrys Mod. I just crashed. Ooh. I can make faces. Don't try to lecture me with that. Tank though. I don't know where this bucket is. The map. Beep. It is dropping frames. No, it is better. I will fix the KBS into not dropping frames. How do we do that? Just say in the chat. How can I change like the dropped frames? How can I disable that? I need that. Bitrate. Software. Why? Yes, ultra fast. That? Bind to IP. IP. See, guys, we fixed it. I fixed it. I think OBS became like a good goddamn shit show. No views. I am lonely. God damn it. Who did you see that brief second where just freaking one view? We got one view now. Hello. Just like the stream. Like the stream and I'll give you cookies. You can say outsteken the verbinding. That's good. That means very good because when you said OBS the ultra fast, like with me, it like crashed. It crashed, and I thought it was so goddamn terrible. But now I goddamn fixed it into like being like extremely great. We still don't got any likes though. That has to be oh. That subscribe button is just right there. Just go don't press it. Oh god, it's getting worse. Yes. No, it's dropping frames. No, it's not. It's not. The resolution is bad. YouTube is saying resolution is bad. Yeah, I can. I can like talk like Vine Sauce Joel in some weird way. Gmod has crashed. God dang it. We just got 4 views in total. Holy crap. Because someone joined 4 times. Congratulations. Zero views at this moment. And for 1 second, burp, it goes high. Oh my god. One people watched it, then 3 people are watching. Oh my god. That's good. Chat. Nothing was happening. But the views, like, first they went like hill off hill. Hill, keep on hill. Like, what? Gmod just gave up. Good for binding. It's very good. Good connection. I like it. I have to restart Gmod. Yay! No! God damn it. Is it saying someone is commenting? Someone is downloading something in the background. What? No. I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna check the clue. The Lua files are just okay, but it's saying that something is wrong here. What is wrong? No, that just gave me extra space. That just gave me 3 gigabytes. That's much better. Starting LUA. Will it crash? Let's find out. It crashed. I can like check my own stream and I see what I see is just saying starting LOA because my thing is like bad. You like have to keep on pressing on the window and then it like glitches out and then it becomes grayed out. Stop. Let's check it out. For some reason OBS became better. Okay. Am I too loud? Hey. Okay, so first 0 views, then like for 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes has been watched. No, 1 minute. Come on, YouTube. I just saw it on my goddamn screen. But the time... Oh, it changed to 0.0112. Is that a good number? No, it crashed. Yeah, Gmod decides to crash. What an asshole. Wow, what an asshole. Thank you, Gmod. Jesus. Yeah, there we go. I can see on the screen that it crashed. Hey, 90 seconds. Good job. Livestream Fun? Definitely not. Uh-oh. Did it just solve the thing? No, that's bad. That's bad. That's very bad. Okay, I don't like the resolution crap. I don't give a crap about your resolution. I cannot see. Come on, Garrys Mod, don't F with me. Did it just froze? Hello? Yeah, it froze. No. Bad OBS. Very bad. It's not nice, OBS. It is becoming better. Game. stream, it like goes like, what do you want? And then it like crashed. Good. YouTube is like, OBS just crashed on me. I have to restart. Every time OBS like drops frames, I have to restart the goddamn stream all over again. But I am not. Is it dropping frames? I see that someone is watching. Yes, you are watching. Say something in chat so we know you're... Oh. Well, you can just go to the live chat and see who's watching. Duha? Yes, YouTube, thanks. Nah. Who's watching? No one is watching! God dang it. God dang it! Wait. Live stream view. I just want to see if they're just like clickbait crap. I just want to check. People say like, ooh, how to live stream while no one is watching. Buy live stream views? Likes, sir? Okay, that's just bad. They just say, buy this crap. It worked. No, it didn't. It's just gonna ruin your goddamn Google account, alright? Don't do it. I'm not effing with you, just don't you dare search that up because you're dead. You're dead, man. Kiddo. Tap. I do not record in OBS. I just record with another. This is a Lego set. I don't want this. I like it, but it needs to be improved. Wait. Okay. This Lego set has violence. That's the Fortnite pickaxe. Guys, we just got trolled by Lego. Google Chrome doesn't seem to do anything. It's just a dead. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm annoying. Da da because I'm boring. Nah, I'm boring. Yes. Da 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 da. I cannot like end the stream normal. See? See? Goddamn. See? Bully volume to a YouTube poop. Like, go subscribe to Flying Kitty. He's like the best. Ooh. Livestream Fun. With that good old picture. 0 people watching. No shit, Sherlock. Oh, I did not do that. My stream somehow managed to do that. Batter up. Come get some, you freaking wussy. One people, no, we just lost the view because I said a bad word and there's another view. One people's watching. Wait a minute. Whew. Nah, lake. This lake. We're just gonna like Hey! Ah! He liked the goddamn stream! Thank you for liking the stream. No, and maybe you're fake. I can just check that. It's me! I just gave myself 2 likes. How did I do that? That's ghost. A ghost just pressed like. Now it almost thinks of Ghostbusters from Zerl for Vine Sauce Joel. Saying Garrys Mod, how did they do that? I'm gonna check my analytics. I broke the stream! Somehow. Wait for it. No, someone is watching. Yep, it wasn't a joke. Someone is really watching. Let's take a look. About Gmod just loaded. Very slow. Of course it's laggy. Nah, I don't like it. Become this dude. Become red. I wanna become red because that's the YouTube color. Because I live stream and my logo is red. I am dead. Dead. I know that that's an Easter egg in the game that I'm gonna do I have mods? Yes, I do. I actually do. Medical head crab. What? AK. For some reason, you cannot shoot with this gun. No, it's coward killing that. So people say there's an Easter egg right here. We need some good instructions here. How? So you wanna see it? Right there, that's where the glitch is. Let's check it out. Yeah, this version with a high voltage. Hold on, rapid. Okay, maybe we don't say this because I think if we do that, that's gonna be bad. Jerry. Ray cell, hit and miss. Max of S2D, Stinger. Hey, I did not say that is supposed to be W. And I also noticed there's 2 Half-Life logos and it's not a prop. It's just a blind that you can remove. Because my stream has died. Okay. It can be bad. Now. Feast fight. Feast fight. Feast fight. Where's my weapons? Let's get all the weapons. I can literally make my game free. I now have like these CSGO weapons. And they actually do that. But how did you shoot? Do you hear this? I'm literally pressing fire. Ah, shit. God damn it. Adam. Yes, I said it. Adam. My. Why is KPS is bad? Reset. Leggy piece of shit. Leggy pistache.